Hi everyone, my name is Dominic. In this video, we're gonna talk about how exactly an Inviwo network is executed. That means we will talk about the order of processor execution, event handling, and how Inviwo determines which processors must be re-evaluated based on the invalidation concept. We are looking at the Boron example workspace here, which resembles a standard volume raycasting pipeline for direct volume rendering. Let's look into the exact order in which the processors execute to produce the image. As we learned in the first video, the data always flows from top to bottom in our network. Naturally, our processors must be executed from top to bottom as well, since lower processors depend on the output of the previous processors. So when opening up a fresh workspace, all processors need to be executed from top to bottom as well. From there on, Inviwo will always only execute processors when necessary. For example, our volume source processor will probably not be re-executed at all, since the raw volume data stays constant, unless we actively change the source volume in the processor's property. Inviwo will continuously look for processors that are marked as invalid, which means that they are in an outdated state and need to be re-executed. A processor can be invalidated from events. Those events may be as simple as changing a processor's property, or also a little more complex. So let's look into detail at what happens when we change the size of the canvas. This triggers a resize event inside the canvas. This resize event is important to all processors that write into a frame buffer. Frame buffers are transported through image ports in Inviwo, so let's trace it step by step. The canvas propagates the resize event through its image import to the background processor. This adapts its output resolution accordingly and propagates the event upwards to the volume raycaster. The raycaster makes similar output resolution changes and propagates the event upwards through each of the image imports. Finally, the entry-exit point and mesh renderer processors either have no image imports to propagate through or are not connected. As a result of this resize event, all those red processors are marked as invalid. From there on, Inviwo looks for the topmost invalid processors to start re-evaluating, in such order that each processor is only executed once. As we can also see in the console logs here, Inviwo determines to first execute the entry-exit points and mesh renderer processor, followed by the volume raycaster, the background, and finally the canvas. After processing, the newly computed output data of each processor is passed on to the next. In this case, all re-evaluated processors were already invalid. However, you could also invalidate just a single processor anywhere in the network by changing its properties. Naturally, all processors that depend on the output of an invalid processor also become invalid. That means, even if only a single processor on top is invalid, everything underneath is invalidated and therefore re-executed. That's it for this video. If there are any questions, check out our written guides and documentation on this topic, or visit our Slack channel. Thanks for watching and have a great day.